Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about Frosty the Snowman. Now, Frosty the Snowman starts off with our narrator talking about how Christmas snow is always magic during the holidays. Now, it starts off with the kids running off to Christmas vacation, building a snowman, and this little girl and Cameron and her friends build a snowman, but but there was one more thing I forgot to tell you guys. When school ended for them, they met this magical magician called Higgle. Now Higgle, he wasn't a very good magician, but his magic rabbit was. So the magic rabbit, Hocus Pocus, jumped out of his hat and he said, "Oh, you silly rabbit, you never listen to me. I'm throwing this hat away." So he threw his hat away, and lo and behold, when the kids built Frosty, the magic hat landed on Frosty and he said, "Happy birthday." And he began to talk and dance around with the kids, all in good fun, until he got hot from the sun. So Cameron and the rest of his friends go find Frosty a place where he can never melt. So they hide in this boxcar that is carrying frozen desserts, and Cameron gets in the boxcar with him, and she says, "My mother won't mind if I go to the North Pole as long as I'm back home for supper." So she gets in the boxcar with him, but it works out good for Frosty, but not for Karen. So Frosty decides the minute this boxcar stops, we're getting you off of this train into someplace warm. So Frosty and Karen go to the forest where Hocus Pocus the rabbit talked to the other animals, and they build Karen a fire. Now she's nice and warm. But Hickle, the magician, the very bad magician who just found out the hat's magic, and he figured out if he can get the hat, then he will be magic and he will be rich because his hat is magic because it made a snowman come to life. So he tries to get the hat in the boxcar, but they jump off of the boxcar before he could get there. So he tries to get the hat while they're in the forest, but that don't work neither because they run away into this warm flower shop where Frosty is melting, but he got Karen there. And before they got there, Karen said, "But Frosty, you will melt if you go into the flower house." And I'm not kidding, this is really a flower house where they grow flowers in the wintertime. It's really pretty. So anyway, they go into the flower house where the flowers are growing, and Karen's nice and warm, but Frosty is beginning to melt, and and he is on his way to step out of the warm the flower growing house when Higgle, the magical magician, locks him in there. Higgle, the magician from the classroom, he locks him in the flower house. Well, it's more of a greenhouse. He locks him in the greenhouse, A greenhouse is where they grow flowers, in case you were wondering. He locks him in the greenhouse and he melts. But Santa comes with Hocus Pocus the rabbit and he tells Karen, "Don't cry, Karen. Snow, Christmas snow is magical." So the Christmas snow brings Frosty back to life and he goes outside and he's fine. And he goes to the North Pole with Santa, but he does come back. To visit the kids on Christmas Day. And then after Christmas Day, he goes back to the North Pole with Santa. Oh, and if you're wondering what happened to Hickle, the very bad magical magician, well, Santa had a talk with him, and Santa said, "If you don't apologize for what you did to Frosty, I will never bring you another Christmas present again." So he writes, "I'm sorry that I did that to Frosty 100 times." And then Santa said, "If you do that, if you write that you're sorry for melting Frosty, then I will think about bringing you a present on Christmas Day." So he apologizes, goes home, writes his letter. And that's how it ends. He, Frosty comes back to visit only on Christmas Day, then he goes back with Santa. That's how it ends. And it ends with the very iconic Frosty the Snowman song. I really enjoyed my rewatch of that movie. That brings back so many happy memories when I was a kid and I used to watch it on TV all the time during Christmas time. Do me a favor and drop down in the comments what you guys' favorite part of Frosty the Snowman was. You know the movie Frosty the Snowman. Drop down your favorite part of that movie. Bye! Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and see you guys in my next channel. Bye!